My name is Jazzi Black, and man, Unc done pulled up on me in the studio, y'all.
People see me like, man, I already been knowing you my whole life, bro.
Man, look, I'm gonna bring
That's
you that
what
in.
people
You
say.
ready, Reagan? Yep. All right, I'm gonna put on my shades.
Yeah, hey, man.
Cause we on a different type of time. You understand me? When you got, that's cool. When you got a legend in the building, you got to come in right. So I want to match your energy because I just want to receive all of this that I'm getting right now, man. He needs no introduction. Y'all make some noise for Cedric the Entertainer.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
What's happening?
Man, I be getting everybody come throw the kickback, but this right here is major, and you're here to promote your new book.
Yeah, I wrote a novel, so you had to make that different. Like this, not no self-help telling you how to do stuff. No, I had an idea where I wrote a story about my grandfather. I never met him, but I would hear all these stories, and so then I took his life and then just imagined what it would be like, and I just started telling the story around that and created these great characters.
It's a fiction story, but it's based on like real events and real stories. Real
events, real people mixed in. I of course changed some names to protect those, but yeah, it's around a real event, real times. So that's but again, I made up most of the story in a fictional
Have you
tale.
been able to talk to some of any of your great aunts, uncles, family, cousins? Been able to look at it and be like, "Ooh, say what you know about that?
Yeah.
You weren't even here when you."
You know what? I talked to many of my main one I talked to was my uncle who helped me really like get a lot of the stories, and he loved the book when it came together.
Yeah.
He was just like, man, that's bad. He was like, he said, I don't know if all those things happened. Did you think they happened like that? I'm like, you the one told me the story.
I don't know. I just let my imagination kind of go where it's gonna go.
But it was dope. He loved it though.
That is super fun, and I think it's such a beautiful way to honor your grandfather.
Yeah.
And to kind of add to your family's legacy. Like, that is phenomenal, and I don't think we see that often, especially with just Black authors. So just shout out to you for like pushing the pen on, creating more Black stories. Like, we need that, and especially in a different form that's not just like going to the movies or watching a TV show. Are we gonna see this book maybe like go on Broadway or something?
Oh man, I would love that. When the first time I did a book signing, I did it in Newark, New Jersey, and these kids took an excerpt of the book and performed it like a stage play.
Oh, fun.
And I had thought about the TV show or the movie for sure, but never thought about the Broadway version of it. So
take us back to the stage, man, the theater.
I love that. It was one of those things. It was it was just really dope to see the book come to life in that way.
Yeah.
And so that really opened up that idea, and I pitched that to my team, my agency team the other day. Like, I want to make this a stage play as well. How
many stories did you write before you realized I need to like put all this together and actually make it a novel?
Yeah, I mean, that's the hardest part. I mean, a lot of times, you have your outline. The process of like doing that kind of writing is like writing down just your basic thoughts and then creating an outline. So I kind of had the places where I thought the story would go in the middle, and then this is where I think I'm going to end up.
Yeah.
And so you kind of start that way. You just get it out of your head. Like, you just kind of writing stuff.
Just get it out.
And getting names and ideas and scenes you want. And then, doing that process, I know I had a really dope collaborator writer who helped me really learn how to do a novel. And he was like helping me shape. And that's when I I truncated it down to 4 days around an event.
That's cool.
Put the clock on it, so it's got that tension of a ticking clock. Stuff's gonna happen. Gotta happen by this day. You're like, all right, cool. That added a lot of that driving the story forward.
Yeah, that's so cool. How did you, talk to me about the process? Because I know getting a book published is not easy, but it might also maybe be a little bit easier than people think. I know there's a lot of people that are like, man, I thought about writing a book, but, I don't know. And I think a lot of times people get a little bit nervous when it comes to finding somebody to publish it and where do I put my book at? And, like going through that process. So talk to me about just like the logistics and making sure that all your T's was crossed and all your I's was dotted before you push it out there.
Yeah, no, definitely, it is more than a notion to do a book. Like even when you have like a situation like mine, I was just talking about how, getting large sums of books to some of these events I've been doing has been hard because a bookstore may only get like 40 books, 50 books. And if they sell out,
they're going to come and get those.
Yeah, if they sell out, then, I can't go run by there and say, hey, I've got an event tonight. I need 50 books. They like, we don't have them.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been running into. And so, in order to pre-order some books, that large amount, 50, 100 books, you got to be 2 weeks ahead. You got to be and thought it out. Like, so, because they just don't print them like that anymore. Like, where it's just books all available.
Yeah.
In certain states, they burning books. So,
yeah, I know, right?
So, they tripping. So, but, I think that, that process, though, is one that, I got with a big company, HarperCollins, one of the bigger publishing companies.
Yeah.
But, because I'm on television, that's kind of how it came. People like, you're in the neighborhood, we can market it by saying this person's coming out with a book.
Right,
so it made it a little easier for me than what a regular person would have to do. But it's great self-publishing abilities, great small publishing companies that'll work hard. If you got a great idea and you got a cool story to tell, I just say people go do it. Just do it. You
don't
can
sleep
figure
on
it out.
yourself. You might be sleeping on your $1 million idea. You out here afraid to take a walk on faith. So go on and get out there.
Yeah.
Cedric can do it. We can do anything. One thing I love about the story, and I just was able to read like a brief synopsis, just about talking about where Black people were during that era of the Great Depression, and I don't think we talk about that enough. And I think it's kind of interesting, especially with like the way the world is now, and just unemployment is like a lot better, but during that time, the unemployment rate for Black people was like half of us did not have a job. It was like, I think like 50 to like 70% of African Americans were out of work. So it was like, what do you do? To get money? Like, what do you do? What is the message that you really wanted people to get out of this book?
It was so many things that really became very poignant and true to me. Like one, the biggest thing is, to your point, is that in that era, post World War II, but pre-civil rights movement, like the idea that, Black people were supposed to be living as subjugated characters, Jim Crow, we still supposed to be second class. We're supposed to accept that, even though we, free people.
And at a time, I feel like they were, some of us were. Like, it was like, this is the normal life. Like, that is crazy
like
to
norm,
me.
Right. And then, so, what became clear to me was when I was writing this book that, I got to the fact that he had went to World War II and he was away. He went out the country. He lived in Germany for
Your
a
grandpa?
minute. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, but he in the military, right?
Yeah,
but again, you get these furloughs, you get to go off. And then when he was released from the army, he stayed in France for about 6 months.
Oh.
So now imagine living in a place where you can walk in the front door of a restaurant, you can go to the hotel, you can walk around with white friends, nobody saying nothing, everybody cool, you learning other languages, you become, you pick up different things to eat, and then you come back here and somebody tell you they can call you boy, and you got to go through the back door. And so that's what his gravitas, his swagger, he just couldn't put it back in the box. So that's what really led to him being an entrepreneur, a go-getter, a person that's just gonna make it happen. He just wasn't really ever gonna really settle back to being whatever y'all think the game I'm supposed to play. I'm not doing that.
Right. So this is like a message of like hope and just triumph and really standing 10 toes on like who you are. And I think one thing that I love just about my people is that we gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
And if it's one thing my grandma ain't told me, you gonna get back up.
Yeah.
You fall down, get back up, you're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, no, that's for real. It's the next day. The next day going to be the next day. You know what I mean? You can wallow in your sorrow, you can get up and get to it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about it, because you can make tomorrow even better. And I mean, a lot of times, we say that because people do deal with a lot of stress, a lot of strife in this world, a lot of pressure put on people, especially, we in a crazy economy, and it's a lot going on, people, single parent households,
right.
kids with no parents. Like sometimes, you know, they
Yeah.
just But that idea that you got a belief in yourself, you got resiliency, you got hustle, you got
Right.
drive. That's what that's more currency than anything.
That's
Use
cool.
that.
You know what? I have a Amazon bookstore that I do not promote enough because like I'm a avid reader, very avid reader.
Okay, dope.
So I'm definitely gonna add that book to the bookstore so everybody can go and get it.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to start a book club. Everybody
Yeah.
come out. Okay, now here's my second question. Because if we start this book club, can you send us some bottles of your new Setta wine?
Okay, yeah,
because we
yeah.
trying to wind down and read with the girlies.
I
Like,
like that. Yeah, we're gonna do that for sure. I'm actually gonna do a couple of wind down events with some.
but are you gonna come to Dallas?
I mean, if I must, I'm gonna pull up on you.
Just trying to make sure,
You a businesswoman over here. I'm with it.
But I gotta look out for the city because when you come down here, we got to get what we can, and it's up to me to be the voice and be like, man, that would be so cool.
I love it.
We
though,
all get
man.
together,
Beautiful.
read, massage each other's minds.
Yeah.
Go off, adventure
Drink,
into
sip
another
a
world, and
little
sip a
bit.
little bit.
Yeah, that's good. That's how you do it.
So, talk to me about your Setta wine.
Yeah, man,
and
that was another great venture I did. This was Setta is is the middle of my mother's name, Rosetta.
I love that. We love Rosetta.
Yeah, Rosetta, man. She's beautiful. She passed a couple of years ago, and I did this wine to honor her. So I wanted to do
That's
something.
beautiful.
She was a reading teacher and elementary reading specialist, and did that for over 30 years. Didn't drink much, but every now and then she'd have a little glass of wine. She had a little saying, toasted glass with a touch of glass.
Get into it.
Yeah, so that was it. So I created this wine, and then to honor her, and then we also give back to literacy programs with some of the proceeds. So that's what we do. Yeah.
So this whole thing is really full circle.
Yeah, man. It's really, and I think, sometimes when you do things, out of non-selfish reasons, they end up having far greater impact and growth, because, I like wine and I drink some wine for sure, but I wasn't really thinking about being in the wine business till, the dude was like, oh, you can do some charity work with it. And I was like, oh, okay, now that makes sense. And so locked in. So I got 3. I have a Napa Valley Red that's a beautiful, like Cab Merlot-ish, very beautiful bodies, grapes. That's more expensive. That's my Napa Valley Setta. And then I got the Cali Settas. I call them California, the red and white. A little bit more of a, again, the Sauvignon Blanc and and then the red is a blend too. But they both beautiful, great taste.
Yes.
And I made them more affordable. They're more like $26. So
okay, y'all, we need to get our charcuterie boys together and get our books and make it happen. That is so cool. Well, thank you so much, Cedric the Entertainer. It is an honor to have you in this space with me. And, if you're looking for brand ambassadors, you're looking for extras and any new productions, you call on Jazzi Black and let me know, okay?
Yeah, you killing it. All right, for sure.
We gonna be at the book signing. We got the book signing. Tell me about the book signing.
Tonight, we at Club Bebo downtown next to Kitchen Cocktail.
Yeah, look, we know what Club Bebo is right there on the corner. Pull up.
Yeah, we're going to do it. We have a great night tonight, a little Ced Talk where we're going to do the wine, let people taste the wine there.
Oh, cool.
We're going to talk about the book, and do a little talk about it, talk about career, and then we're going to party and eat and have a good time. Are you going to have some
books on sale?
There should be some books there. That's what I was telling you. We've been having an issue
y'all going to get that
other
early.
Days. We'll go there. If not, go grab a book and bring it, and then I'll sign it for you. That's for sure.
Love.
That's dope.
That's dope. Dang, can I get a shipping express on my book? If it can get here fast enough, I'll pull up tonight too. Come get my book signed. If not, I'll see you again.
All right, for sure. Definitely.
For sure. More love and light.
All right, I'll holler.